After seeing that Season 4 finale episode of Top Boy, your mind must be racing, heart pounding, and jaw definitely dropping. The season ended with a twist that many did not expect, leaving the fans completely floored with a lot of questions. So, if you're a die-hard Top Boy fan who's made it this far, the only answer to these questions is Season 5. Let's get started, shall we? So, what exactly is Top Boy about? The show chronicles the lives of drug traffickers Dushane, played by Ashley Walters, and Sully, played by Kano Robinson, as they ply their drug work at the Summer House estate. Naturally, as their reputation and bank balance grow, so do their problems, and they are confronted with some pretty hardcore life-or-death battles from rival mafia gangs and organizations, as well as the law. The story is set in the fictitious Summer House estate in Hackney, East London, and many of the dramatic sequences are shot on Hackney's streets. The friendship between the two main characters evolves throughout the series as their circumstances shift. Reaching the peak does not mean resting on one's laurels, and the duo will need to keep their wits about them to stay on top of their game and safe from anybody attempting to usurp their crown, which at this point is literally everybody, and even themselves. Seriously, the show is a roller coaster ride with the most shocking twists and turns. Now, let's look into Top Boy so far. The show has been around for a long time. Ronan Bennett's drama about the narcotics empire in a Hackney council estate broadcasted on Channel 4 for 2 seasons between 2011 and 2013, which was dropped and then revived by Drake for Netflix in 2019. The Canadian rapper turned Top Boy fan was so intrigued by what happened next to Dushane and Sully's fledgling drug business that he agreed to serve as an executive producer. That is understandable. Top Boy has developed into much more, but it was always a compelling watch. The show dramatically evolved in the 3rd season, or first according to Netflix, as well. The writing adequately addressed issues concerning the representation of women and ghetto stereotypes, while new directors like 2022 Oscar nominees Reynaldo Marcus Green and Anil Correa brought a lyricism that previous grit and gray sky urban thrillers appeared to lack. And now this COVID-delayed sequel is back with a bang with its 4th season. Let's talk about the conflict. Initial episodes of Season 4 show some worrisome signs and foreshadowing of what is to come. Majority of the action takes place in Spain and Morocco, where Dushane is trying to shore up his supply lines. When he returns, it's not to the infamous summer house, but to the posh, open-plan flat he's bought for himself and girlfriend Shelley. Sully is also away, living on a canal barge where he dwells on previous betrayals, awoken only by a weekly money drop. Top Boy appears to be moving faster than the kids jumping a fence when the cops show up. This season saw Jamie forgo an uncomfortable working relationship with his old competitor and Sully's sometimes ally Dushane Hill. Dushane falsely accuses Jamie of possessing weapons and then gets him released from jail in exchange for Jamie working for him. Dushane appeared to appreciate Jamie even if he didn't really trust him. He orders Jamie to execute his buddy and second-in-command Kit as the last test of loyalty after finding the truth about what happened to Atz, an act Jamie then reluctantly carries out. This was sufficient proof of loyalty for Dushane, but not for Sully, who still distrusts Jamie, resulting in a conflict between the two. Sully is shocked when his partner refers to Jamie as their retirement plan. Dushane now sees the young upstart as not just an ally, but also his eventual successor as Top Boy of the Summer House estate and beyond. This leads Sully, who is evidently threatened by Jamie, taking a drastic step and shooting his rival dead. Though it's shocking to see the show kill off an important character like Jamie, Sully's actions were foreshadowed by a tense meeting between the two in episode 6 of Season 4 in Spain. Stefan arrives just in time to witness Sully mercilessly finish off Jamie with one last shot to the skull, leaving a devastated Stefan and Aaron clutching their bleeding brother's body. Then we have the death of Atz. The new season of Top Boy began with the killing of Atz, a former buddy of Stefan's who betrayed him by joining Dushane's group and assisted him in the framing of Jamie by placing a bag of firearms in his flat. Atz was killed off-screen between seasons, his body discovered in a skip, and the question of who was responsible for his killing was explored in the most recent episodes. In episode 6, it was revealed that he was killed by Dexter, who was working for Kit. Furious at Atz for betraying Jamie and his brothers, Kit wanted to teach the teen a lesson and orders Dexter to scare him, but during the scuffle, Atz tried to grab Dexter's knife and ends up getting fatally stabbed. When Dushane's team discovers Dexter's involvement, Kit murders Dexter to cover up his own role in Atz's death, but Dushane becomes suspicious and later gets the truth confirmed by Jamie after Kit confesses everything to him. Dushane seeks vengeance for the death of Atz and orders Jamie to execute Kit to show his allegiance, which Jamie executes, only to be shot by Sully later. Up next, Dushane's declining mental well-being. One unresolved narrative strand this season is Dushane's health. Throughout the 8 episodes, we observe him suffering from heart palpitations. In episode 7, he asks Sully whether he's ever had his heart just racing for no reason while doing regular stuff, cooking, driving. We never find out what's wrong with Dushane. Is he having panic attacks, or is he suffering from some other serious illness? Is that why he plans on Jamie being his retirement plan? Hopefully we'll know all about it in Season 5. Top Boy this season unpacks a range of characters, their complexities, and their respective storylines with brilliant detail that keeps the audience engaged throughout. The ending definitely packs a punch that leaves the fans asking for more. Now, what to expect in Season 5? One thing is certain, there was way too much betrayal in the previous season for it to not have any sort of repercussion. As a result of Sully's actions, a fresh rift has most certainly been created between the two main leads. Dushane's retirement plan called for him to give over responsibility of the drug distribution to Jamie. Now that Sully has ruined that plan by getting rid of Jamie, we can expect Dushane to be determined about not taking it lying down. Speaking of vengeance, Sully and Steph, Jamie's youngest brother, exchanged a long stare in which Steph's confusion and shock turned to sorrow, a hint of guilt, and perhaps a sense of decision on Sully's behalf. It won't be too far off to think that schoolboy Steph and bookworm Aaron could attempt to settle the score. It would be interesting to watch how Aaron handles the situation now that he is the breadwinner and primary caretaker for Steph. Will this cause a shift in his mindset and make him turn to the streets after a loss so huge? Will the brothers, who had always refused to engage in Jamie's activities, suddenly wind up following in his footsteps? We don't really see Aaron pursuing his education right now. School is sadly not going to be his priority anymore. Along with that, we see Laurel finally get rid of her abusive ex-boyfriend Curtis. You'd think killing her controlling abusive ex would appear to put her out of danger, wouldn't it? Nah, Curtis' sister V makes him look like a lapdog. There is no way she wouldn't seek revenge for the death of her beloved brother. Looks like Lauren's newborn child will not be the only thing she needs to be concerned about. With so much unfolding so quickly this season, it will be interesting to see how Dushane's character is presented on the show. If he isn't crippled by fear and anxiety that appears to have built up over the course of Season 4, his mental health in Season 5 might become a major problem for him to cope with. If Dushane's demons weren't enough, Shelley, his girlfriend, is believed to have at least one skeleton in her closet, which is expected to be revealed at any time in the upcoming season. For the time being, her ex-boyfriend's actions have been covered by disposing of the body. Her blackmailer, who happens to be the victim's ex-girlfriend, has the ability to wreck her entire season if she reveals her secret. Oh boy, there seems to be a lot of betrayal and revenge building up for the next season. Season 5, please be quick. We can hardly wait anymore. So, is it happening? There's no confirmation yet on whether Top Boy will be renewed for another season or not. Assuming a year-long production schedule, it might premiere in March 2023. However, there was a 2.5-year break between seasons 3 and 4. Who will make it into the next season? With multiple deaths this season, there are some characters that we are certain won't be returning in Season 5, such as Jamie, Kit, and Curtis. Dushane and Sully, on the other hand, survived yet another season unscathed, or almost so. We expect the main leads to return because neither died nor harmed, and, well, the story mainly revolves around them. We'd say it's safe to assume that along with the two main leads, Steph, Laurel, Aaron, Shelley, Jack, and Lizzie will be seen again in the next season. Although not much is known about Season 5's cast, we're hoping new characters like V and Pebbles will also return. That's a wrap for this video. See you in the next one.